There we go. Right in the top of the head, where you want them. Thunder cricket strikes again. Like right here, you know, we're sitting on a place. There's not much on the bottom at all. You can look at the LiveScope up here and see. You know, there I came by one of them little clumps and a collision happened. It's the way it's supposed to work. And that's the thing, you know, LiveScope is so good, especially in open water like this where it's bare in a lot of places. You can target and look and see that spot out there that's got that clump in it. And you can precisely target that as you go. So I can spin it right here and I can see there's a few more targets over here that's got some clumps in it. So we'll just sit right here and kind of milk it along. On anything around grass or anything but wood, I'll throw like a rage swimmer, like I've got on there right now, or a menace, something like that, a smaller body. It just gives a good action to it. And then like I said, if I am wood, it's gonna be more of a, there we go. He killed it. Little guy. Just like that, that's how it happens. Hooked right in the top of the head. And one thing on the thunder cricket, if you'll notice, the distance between that blade and the hook there is quite a bit more than some of the competitors on there. And I think that's one of the keys for getting a good hook up. We got a little bit longer hook on there. We got a really good hook in there, and that just makes a difference there on the hook up on them. And when you're fishing it, you feel the grass, you know, rip it out of that grass, and usually when you rip it out of that grass is when you get crushed. So, and if you're not feeling the grass, slow it down till you do feel it. So, you know, my favorite time of year definitely is pre-spawn, spawn time. You know, not that you can catch them year round on it, but that's just my favorite time to throw the thing. And, you know, you got to play with it. You know, variation of the speed, the retrieve on it. And sometimes it's just winding it and stopping it, twitching it, adjust your reel speed. And, you know, I throw probably a faster retrieve reel than most people. I throw an 8-3-1 just because I can keep it coming. And then if one hits, I want to be able to catch up on that line. I can always slow my retrieve down if it's deeper grass or whatever else. And if you can find a ditch, a cut, a hole, anything like that in the springtime, I think that's key because, you know, it's just like deer. I mean, bass are creatures of the edge, and, you know, they want to get on that edge where they can ease in and out of things and be a good ambush spot. So you're always looking for something just a little bit different that's out there that'll hold those fish there. And springtime, like I said, they're wanting to get fed up, they're wanting to eat before everything gets going there, you know, before they get up there on the beds. And you can absolutely wreck them if you can catch them at the right time right there. And just like right here, I mean, all these little grass clumps, there's holes in it, and we're just trying to bring that cricket across there and catch one at the right time, the right place, and see how it shakes out. You know, different times you'd want to vary your trailer. You know, if I start getting a bunch of short strikes on this, you know, I throw a 3.75 rage swimmer most of the time. If I start getting short strikes on it, I'd probably switch that thing up and go to a menace then. And then with the menace, you know, you can, it's a little bit shorter, it's tighter, and then see if they'll come in there and hit it that way. And you can play around with colors too. I mean, if they're just smacking it and not getting it, that one got it right there. Oh, he come off. But you can play around with colors. If, like I said, if they're hitting it and not getting it, sometimes you know, change a little color change there will make a big difference on it. That one got it. It's like here, I hit a little clump, come back, and he ate it. So, you know, like I said, they're hitting it there, hitting it good. Trailer, like I said, it's mimicking those shad out there. Another decent fish right there. So, but like I said, there I hit a clump, and when I ripped it out of that clump, it ripped back. So just, you got to keep it moving. And like I said, it's just that erratic change, whether it's with your hand, with your rod, that's the key that triggers that bite for the most part. I mean, every once in a while you just find a stupid day, you just go out there and wind it and they hit it, but most of the time it's a different retrieve or something like that that's triggering that bite is the deal. You know, on a bladed jig, it's a whole lot like a crankbait. You know, whether it's a square bill or whatever you're throwing there, when it deflects off of something is usually when you get that bite. You know, if it bounces off a rock, a stump or something like that, and it deflects, and then, you hit it, and then all of a sudden it just about jerks the rod out of your hand, it's that deflection that triggers it. It's just that erratic change is the deal. Here in Florida especially, when you get a bite, stop. Power poles is an absolute must to have, because you got to just pick it apart once you do that, and here we're throwing, a thunder cricket without a doubt. And I'll wear this area out with a thunder cricket, and then I'll follow it back up, with like a cutter worm or some type of worm like that, and come back and fish through it once I try it with a fast bait. And sometimes you can set in one spot and actually catch a limit. I mean, we haven't really moved, and we've had 3 decent fish right here in this one little spot. So make sure you're just paying attention to what's going on, and cover the area thorough. And then, like I said, you can always just keep moving. A lot of guys won't pick a different bait up, but if you can pick that different bait up, it might be the difference of catching one big quality fish and not catching it. So just give them a little different look before you move on, and especially here in these Florida waters, without a doubt. Another thing you can do is play around with the size of the thunder cricket. My favorite size is a 1/2 ounce. This grass is far enough below I can get by with throwing it, but if that grass is topped out a little more and you're having a lot of struggles trying to keep that thing going, drop it down to a 3/8. And same thing, if it's deeper, maybe you go to a 5/8 or a 3/4 ounce. So you just got to play around with it, and always make sure you got big enough line for the area that you're fishing, and the quality of fish you got. Like right now, I'm throwing 20-pound line. I'll throw 20-pound Seaguar Tatsu here, and make sure that I've got enough line here that I can get the fish in if I get it on. And same deal. Rod and reel combination here. It's a Lew's Custom Pro, and it's a Magbass 1 rod. And in my opinion, it's the ultimate vibrating jig rod, buzz bait rod, spinnerbait rod. It's just got the phenomenal action to it. It's got enough tip, but it's got enough backbone that you can get them in. And then my reel of choice is a Hyper Mag. And like I said, it's an 8-3-1. So, when it comes to color selection, I'm a real simple guy. It's lights and darks, and you play around with it. But, green pumpkin, or blue coral, something of that color tint, you can always throw. Black, blue, and, white or white and chartreuse. I keep it real simple. I know there's certain times different hues. Texas is big with the red color, so there's some reds that you can always throw early spring down there in Texas and different places. But 99% of the time, I'm going to throw a white and chartreuse or a green pumpkin. You can throw green pumpkin anywhere in this country and catch fish on it. So, this is what I got confidence in, and confidence is the key. Because if you don't have confidence in it, you're going to make 4 or 5 casts with it, and you're going to set it down and pick up whatever you got confidence in. And, play around with it. Keep them honest. You can throw a couple different colors and go from there. But like I said, you got to have confidence in what you throw. And if you don't, like I said, you're sunk right off the bat if you don't have confidence in it. So, and a way to get confidence in a bait, when a new bait comes out or a new technique or something, I try to go and really just take that one bait with me. And it forces you just to throw it, forces you to learn it. Because like I said, if you're going to try to throw a vibrating jig and you've never thrown it before, you go out and you fish it for 30 minutes and you don't have a bite and you've always thrown a jig, you're going to set it down, you're going to throw a jig the rest of the day. But if you really want to learn to throw something, pick that bait up and make yourself learn how to catch them on it. And, you know, and make sure you're trying to do it at the time of year when that technique works. But if you learn it and you got confidence in it, then you can stick with it and make it work.